Hey guys, welcome back to Angel Angela, and on this topic we are going to talk about monitoring spirits, the narcissist and monitoring spirits, gang stalking basically. I haven't talked about gang stalking in a while. I'm really sad, you guys. I'm not sad, but the gang stalking has returned. The gang stalking has freaking returned on another level. Damn. Is it the artificial intelligence? Or have I just been in the house this whole time? But yeah, I think that's what it is. I already knew you got to deal with these gang stalkers, right? Everywhere. That's everywhere. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like it's on another level of gang stalking now. Like, it's starting to get real freaky out here. I don't know if I told you guys, but I ended up picking up a pen. And now that I think about it, I don't know, I needed a pen, right? And it just so happened there was a pen and I had to fill out some paperwork. And I'm like, there's a pen right there, right? I grabbed it. I'm like, does this belong to anyone? Obviously, nobody said nothing belonged to no one. So I grabbed the pen and did the paperwork or whatever. And then when I get home, I start looking at the pen. I don't know why. You know, like when there's cameras set up in like wildlife and like the animals can sense the camera. It was like that. Like I was sitting on the couch and I was like, let me grab this pen, and I was looking at it, and then I was like, something in my mind said break the pen. I'm not lying to you guys. Something in my mind said break the pen. This gang stalking shit is really crazy, but you'll get the messages to you. So these monitoring spirits, when you don't know how gang stalking works and how everything you say will be held against you, and then when you try to stay silent because you know, hey, I'd rather stay silent because I'd rather be known as the quiet person so that when drama hits, you know, people will feel almost embarrassed to say anything to me because I'm quiet, right? Because and I haven't always been this way, right? Pretty much used to be an extrovert. Now after all the narcissists I've dealt with, I'm an introvert just because I see that they study you right away. They're watching you. They're watching your body, your posture. They're watching your eye contact. They watch everything. These monitoring spirits literally watch everything. So I became less of an extrovert. But what's kind of crazy is that when I was an extrovert, it was like I was feeling them because they liked me, the fact that I went back and forth with them, and they liked the fact that I made them feel like I boost their ego. You know, they like it when you talk back to them. It's when you don't want to talk back to them. It's when you don't want to argue with them. They want to even argue with you. These monitoring spirits, they want to set you up. They want to gossip. It's when you want to avoid it, when they really come for you. That's the crazy part, that when you want to avoid it, see, if I act stupid and crack jokes and like, it's going to make them feel comfortable, right? And like I said, I've always been an extrovert, always been like, want to see everyone around me happy, joking, laughing, you know, and those type of things. But once I realized how strategic these people are and how it's like you have to almost win you almost have to win them over so they don't mess with you. Like, you have to make them feel comfortable no matter what kind of spirit they are, no matter how evil they are, because then they'll turn on you, or they'll purposely put pressure on you to build up the anticipation, or they feel like they want you to argue with them, or they're just trying to bully you. You know, you're quiet, so they're trying to bully you. For sure. Because then when I'm around certain people, you know, that are monitoring spirits too, but I've kind of opened up to them enough to where I can kind of show them my extrovert side a little bit. Like, I kind of got, you know, to the point where, okay, I'll let you see a peep of who I really am, right? They'll start doing nice things for you. They want to talk to you. They want to tell you how their day is going. They want to get close to you. They feel like they're connected to you because you smiled at them. You gave them something, right? You gave them something, because to them it's like, if you're not giving me shit and you're just, hi, how you doing? Have a good day. If you're just being polite, they don't like that. They want to talk to you. They want to have conversations. They want to get up and close to you. You know, they want to make eye contact. They want to play the staring game. They're like, I'm not gonna stop fucking with you until you start talking. I want to see the real you. I want to know more. It's like you got to feed them. Like, you got to feed them snacks, because that's what keeps them going, and that's what they feel like is like going to keep you alive. They get hungry. They're like, I need to know more. What kind of car are you driving? I want to know more. You know, and anything you say to them can be used against you if you get comfortable, because that's all they wanted, was for you to get comfortable so that they can feel like they know you, so that they can start either disrespecting you even more. They're going to disrespect you either way. Sometimes you feel like, if I'm quiet, it's going to slow down the process. Once you start talking, it's going to speed it up a little bit, you know. But then you're still not all the way giving in. You know, you're still not all the way giving in, so they're getting mad because they're hungry. They want to know more. But everything you say to them, it starts to affect them or offend them, because they feel like you should have gave them more by now. So when you do give them something, they want to feel like they're better than you. So some of them will compete with you. Some of these monitoring, and you're not even competing with them. They want to make you look bad even if you don't care. And the more you don't care, the more it irritates them. The more you show them you don't care, they're like, okay, bitch, you don't care. We're going to take it to another level of gang stalking. Let's take it up a notch. Let's take it to one. You could take that? You could take it, huh? Okay, watch this. And then they just push the button on you. They start watching you more. It's scary. They don't go away. Now they're all fully invested. Now they even kind of want to get you going. They want to see if you're going to change. They want to see if your personality is going to, they're monitoring you. They're trying to see what's going to get you angry, what's going to hurt you. When they see that you're calm, because they're not calm people. They're always doing something, always gossiping, always trying to push your buttons, always talking to you about nonsense, stuff that don't matter, trying to tell you stuff so that you can feel sorry for them. And they really want to see the empathy, even though they don't have any. You can see them, you can see it in their eyes, they're soulless. But then they want to play these games, and you don't know whether to be real or not. So you're real. You're like, you know, look at you. You want to go back and forth. I'm done. I don't even want to look at you now. and they'll just force themselves on you, force their friendship on you, try a different tactic. They'll come back. The monitoring spirit will come back because it's irritated that it can't tap into you, into your energy field. It knows something's up with you. It doesn't know what it is. They're like, why are you just blank? I need more. So it's almost like you're guarding the real you. It's almost like you're protecting the real you, and you're going to war, and it's like, I can't show none of y'all the real me. Y'all can't get the real me. Just like the narcissist, you couldn't get the real them. But they were plotting on you. You're not plotting on these people. You're just trying to go in and out, do what you got to do to survive, right? But no, they're monitoring you like tough, always watching, and then they feel like, oh, you're good? Everything is coming easy for you? They want you to complain too. The monitoring spirit, oh, you're tired, aren't you? Oh, you're still here? Oh, you've been working a lot, haven't you? You know, just constantly monitoring, like constantly just monitoring, like every single day. Like something, they're waiting for something new, like a new storyline. Shit is too boring for them. They're like, you need a new storyline or we're about to start turning on you. It's like they want you to, you're just being yourself. It's like they want you to put on a mask. They're like, put on a mask. Come on, let's play. What's wrong with you? Man, you're boring. Come on, let's dance. Oh, you're a wallflower. You're boring. Come on, take another shot. You don't take another shot. Oh, no. You don't drink. Oh, you don't. What do you do? You're boring. They don't even care what you... It doesn't even matter what you think, what your beliefs are. None of that even matters. You know? So they'll start conversations about things that you are very informative about, but you don't really care about the theories and people's opinions and different beliefs, but you gather as much information and you know a lot. So the narcissist knows a lot. And a lot of times they just want to know how much you know. They're monitoring how much you know. They're starting conversations out the blue, like out of nowhere about certain things. Then you got people that seem like they're not monitoring you, but they're still watching you, and they can see that you're aware of the monitoring spirits. So then you're like, you're aware of the monitoring spirits? Then you must not be one of them. But they are. It's just a different type of monitoring spirit. It's crazy. So like I told you guys, with the pen, I looked into the pen and I was like, something in my mind said, break it in half, break the pen in half. So I did. The hell did I grab this pen? One, why? What was the purpose? I grabbed this pen. That was kind of crazy, but I grabbed the pen because I needed it. And I feel like someone actually placed it there because they knew I was going to need it. And then I asked if it belonged to anyone. No one claimed it. And I'm like, that's weird. And I just held on to it. And then I got in the car when I got home. And I made it home. I looked at the pen and my mind said, break it in half. Like right away. I didn't have no conversations with nobody. I didn't say anything that I want no one to hear or nothing, even though someone's always listening or watching. But I did crack it open, and it was a camera with an SD stick, SIM card or whatever in there. And I was like, whoa, that's crazy. Like, it's crazy that my mind even said, break it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a higher intelligence in a lot of us that is going to guide you with these monitoring spirits. Like your inner self will tell you who is monitoring you, who's watching you. And some of those people, it's almost like you got to put on a show. You got to put on a show, and some of them want to fight and make up. They're crazy. That they like the abuse patterns, they're used to that, and they're living in it in different relationships and connections with people. They do the same patterns, but they're projecting who they are, what they've been through, but in others. So then you're coming across people that are projecting shit onto you all day and dead ass looking at you like something's wrong with you. Like, and you're just minding your business. They dead ass think you're supposed to be goofy. And I said to myself, is there something wrong with me or something? And I was like, you know, I saw a video about, you know, like certain people with information and who are more of an introvert. And it said, like, imagine, you know, Barack Obama. Imagine someone going up to him and cussing and talking crazy and vulgar. Do you think Barack Obama, even if he has it in him to talk crazy like we all do you really think he's going to be, like, if he had to talk to the people that literally are monitoring spirits, who ask you random questions, want to know a lot, they're testing you, they're watching you, it's like they can't just do what they got to do and get done with it. You feel me? Like, they can't go somewhere and do what they have to. Like me, everywhere I go, like, I'm like, if anywhere I go, wherever I go, that's the plan, that's what's going to happen, that's just it. But it's like these monitoring spirits want to talk. They just, like, I don't know if some of them I almost feel like are lost souls, but then it's like, nah, you might just be playing real slow. Then it's like some of them, you know, you could tell they're narcissists and they're like on the prey, on the hunt. And when you don't fall for their shit because you could see through them, they want to know why you're able to see through them. Like, why was it so quick for you to see through them? You know, they know a lot of people have information about narcissism and they know something's wrong with them. They know they're monitoring, you know, different supplies. You have to think about it. Why do they don't just come and hoover you, they hoover other people. You're not the only one. They're watching other people too. While they're with you, they're watching their exes while they're with you. Their ex-wives, ex-husbands, ex-girlfriends, ex-boyfriends, baby moms, baby dads. They're monitoring. They're even using the kids to watch each parent. Even the kids become the watchers. Even the kids become the watchers. And then now everyone is gossiping, fighting, going through different motions for like no reason. Like they can't come into any type of trust and agreement or civilized conversations and acknowledge each other's truths, no matter how painful it is. It's like everything always has to be indirect and weird. And that's what they do when you know, they monitor you. You know, it could be your own kids, your own family, friends, you know, everybody. And it's like you could try to tell them about it and they could act like they know what you're talking about. They understand what you're talking about. They might feel like they're going through it too. And they'll be the same person watching you. It's like the Get Out movie. Where am I getting out from? Because it seemed like I can't run nowhere. And when they see you content, or they see you like, they want you to complain about certain things, right? Like if they're tired, even if you are tired, you're just going to lie and say you're not. You know, you might not even be really tired. You might not even be tired. It's just the simple fact that they asked you. And it's like, when people ask you these things, maybe back in the day you would have been like, yeah, a little bit. But because you feel like everything is a game, you know, you'll just say no, because it's like, what are you trying to say? You're trying to say I look tired, or what are you trying to say? So I'd rather just, tell them no, to nip it right in nip it right in. Like, what are you trying to say? Like, are you trying to say I look tired? Because I'm not. Why would you even say that? And sometimes they feel dumb, and then sometimes they're saying it to you in a very narcissistic way, like they want to trigger you, or they want you to start thinking, or they might even want to put spells on you so that you could start feeling tired. It's like when someone yawns and then you yawn, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what they do. They do little things like that. They try to tell you who you are. They try to tell you how you feel. They're like, oh, you're evil. Oh, you're mean. And then you'll wonder, right? You'll wonder, like, if I was an old ass lady, and I'm not saying like, old people or older people don't get gang stalked, because we all get gang stalked, right? But I also feel like the millenniums and like this new generation, it's like gang stalking to another level, because see, a lot of the younger generation, they're like ultimate gang stalkers. They'll even make, videos and TikToks, gang stalking people at the grocery store, like acting like they're playing around for a video, to go viral, like, because it's almost like they're making fun of the gang stalkers, and then their videos are blowing up, because it's like, why are you messing with people? Why are you doing that? They're not bothering you. I hate when people, what if they're having a bad day, right? But those videos, that's literally what gang stalkers really actually do all day. They stay at some of them go to certain places all the time. They're regulars. So then if you go to a restaurant or something and some regulars in there, the regulars are going to fuck with you for no reason. And I've seen it, because I've waitressed when I was younger, and I've seen like regulars, and then like girls come in there and they'll sit there and flirt with girls or get their numbers and order drinks, and then promise them that they're gonna pay for their drinks, and then they'll just walk out and make the girls end up paying for their drinks, and then they're mad because they didn't know that these are regulars, and they're coming in here, they're eating, they're acting like it's their house, like the behavior they do at home, they'll project that in a different setting, but in a different way. And then because they're not at home and no one knows where they live, they'll act even more dumb, they'll play even more games. They'll gang stalk to another level. And then because they feel like they're strangers, they feel like they'll never bump into you again. They don't believe in God. They feel like, some of them, they just feel like, yeah, it's animal nature. If I prayed on you, I might see you again. But in their mind, it's like, if I see you again, it's only to pray on you, and I don't care what I did to you, I'll do it again. Not, because they know that most empaths will let it go when they see them again. Like, if you see the narcissist after years, they know you're probably going to ignore them and not want to talk to them. But in their mind, they're ready to fight with you. They're the ultimate gang stalkers. They're like, I'm ready to fight with you, because like, they're not going to initiate the fight, but in their mind, they're ready to be back on the bullshit, like, quick, 0 to 100, So like I said, this new generation has like another level of gang stalkers, and some of those videos go viral. I believe some of those people understand the concept of gang stalking, and they just kind of make fun of it, but then they go out and gang stalk. They feel like they're going out there and gang stalking the gang stalkers. They're like, I'm gonna go gang stalk the gang stalkers, because they're the type of people. Well, if they was smart, they would just ignore me and keep walking. They wouldn't even talk back to me. They wouldn't get mad. They wouldn't start. They would just say something and walk away, or they just not say nothing at all and walk away. So when you're interacting, when they're interacting with those people on those videos, they feel like anyone who gave them any energy is a gang stalker. You know, that's how they feel. And some people feel like, well, that person might just be having a bad day and you're messing with them. And it's kind of messed up. It's kind of messed up because some of those people might even be narcissists, and they feel like they're more intelligent than all those people. They feel like, a lot of narcissists feel like they have gang stalkers. You know, they feel like people are gang stalking them. They feel like people are messing with them. So they go out and mess with everybody, and they don't care who you are. They feel like they're at war with everyone. So it doesn't matter how close you get to them or how much you love them. They feel like, I really don't have, you know, I'm really in this world by myself, and all of you guys are dead to me. That's where that arrogance comes from, you know, that lack of empathy, where the empath can understand all these dynamics, but it's like you're not a cannibal. You're not going to go out your way to mess with people. So the gang stalking does get worse, and you're almost stuck in between, like, dang, the narcissist had to wear a mask. Do I need to wear a mask? Because it almost seems like they want me to be a certain way, or sometimes based on how you look too, right? It's like someone coming up to you, let's just say you're Asian American, right? And you don't speak the language of your ancestors or your grandparents. You know, let's just say any race, any nationality, whatever. You don't speak the language of your ancestors, and you live in America, right? You speak English. If someone just starts coming up to you, perceiving you a certain way, and let's just say you look Asian, but you don't speak the language, you don't know nothing about nothing, you just speak English, right? They'll look at you like you're tripping or like you're crazy, because they tried to put you in a category. So when you're like, I know I'm Asian, but I want to be in a regular movie. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to play the Asian girl that got a dress in Asian attire. I want to play just a regular character who falls in love with that other character. Why do I have to be perceived a certain way because of the way I look? So a lot of times you're wide awake, and people will label you, right? If you're Indian or whatever, you know, they're like, oh, thank you, see you again, come again, you know? They try to play you. People try to play you. Or like if you're black, people try to crack certain jokes. So people will label you because when they see you physically, they're going to try to label you from what they've seen on TV or what their idea of that person is supposed to be. So that has a lot to do with also gang stalking. Is these people will just come up to you like assuming things, or like if you have a baby face, they'll sit there and be looking at you expecting you to act a certain way, or they want you to be bubbly, or they're telling you to smile. Oh, you have a pretty smile, you need to smile, like keep smiling. Because when you're quiet and you're not smiling and you're just resting makes them feel uncomfortable. It's like, why would resting make you feel uncomfortable? And that's because a lot of these gang stalkers, they're vibrating really low, meaning they're anxious, they're paranoid, they're going through different stages. Some are narcissists, and some are empaths who are just owned by narcissists. The narcissist owns them, their property, they're slaves to the narcissist, meaning they're vibrating just as low as the narcissist, even if they don't want to believe it. The inner them, the person on the inside, who they really are, right? Just like I have to hide the real me, but I'm doing it on my own. The narcissist hides the real you. So you're the real you inside in your soul, but the narcissist is perceiving you as a sucker, as a fool. So that your soul can see with the narcissist. You're watching them like a television show, and you know exactly what that character is thinking about you, and you're basically telling that character, like, no. Like, sometimes you tell these people you love them, and they'll sit there and look at you like, no, you don't. You know, they'll sit there and question everything about you, because they know, you know, they know that you're waking up, you know. So once you start to wake up and you start to realize that it's a monitoring spirit, that spirit knows that you're waking up. So when you're with them, it's like your spirit is there. You know who you are, but that spirit is going against you in everything that you are. And because they're going against everything, they're going against your essence, you start to destroy your own essence, your own beauty, your own health. And you'll get signs after signs, but it's almost like you cannot get out. It's like your spirit is in there and you still want to prove to that person something. And that's because you're vibrating. They took so much energy. You're vibrating at a very low frequency because you care too much about what they think. And a lot of times you might come in being confident, but they pick at you, and you want your partner to think the best of you. And if you're not strong enough, this person can, you know, nitpick at you, nitpick at your makeup, nitpick at your hair, nitpick at your clothing. And it's just always something, right? Trying to perfect you. And even when you're perfect, now they don't want to compliment you. Now it's like, I'm not going to let you know how beautiful you are, you know? So you're stuck inside yourself. And the reason you can't wake up, you can't snap out, you can't leave these people alone, or you keep thinking about them, is because they put a strong hold on you. They were monitoring you for so long that they took all your software, and they've been practically controlling you, you know? So they're putting the image of, they're almost remaking you. They're remaking your physical form. They're remaking, they're almost cloning you. You know, they're almost cloning you at that point. That monitoring spirit is cloning you. And by the time you wake up, you're like, this isn't me. This isn't where I'm supposed to be. This isn't my body. It's like you were there, but you weren't there. It was like you were there and you were just watching everything play out. And then once you're back in your body, and these people are gone out of your life, you're almost like, did this really happen? And you know it happened, but it's like they left no trail. The gang stalkers left no trail. So then you go around other gang stalkers, and then you start to see that they start trying to put their beliefs. They try to get you into stuff real quick. They try to make you, you know, get into certain contracts, and they want to give you things, gift you things. They either want to gift you things or they're asking you for things, and you just don't know where to turn. You're like, you know, you will feel suffocated. You won't take nothing from no one. You don't want nothing. You don't need to look out for me. I'm good. You're almost like, I'm not taking anything, because I almost feel like it's an exchange. And those objects, that has your energy. Anything I take from you is energy. So you almost don't want to exchange energies with nobody, because you're protecting your energy. And the more you protect your energy, the more they try to set you up in different ways. And it's almost like that monitoring spirit goes from person to person to person. It's like it knows exactly what you're at, you know. And when it doesn't know, when it's trying to read you, it's like it can't read you. It needs to get information through people. That's why a lot of times the narcissists will lie a lot, because they feel like, I'm always trying to throw everyone off. I'm always trying to throw those monitoring spirits off. The narcissist recruits people to watch them, but then they're watching the false self of them. And you just become a character in their little prop. Just an object, you know. So when you wake up, you know, and you have control over your emotions and your mind, you'll see that they'll monitor you. They'll sit there and watch you. They'll sit there and want to talk to you. They'll sit there and observe you. They'll sit there and make comments, smile, do anything to try to get you, you know, to open up. And then if you don't, they can feel that you've put a block. It's like they're gathering information through different people, different sources. And it's almost like they know each other, and then they're, you know, and then they're coming to you. And a lot of times some of those people are going to seem like a familiar spirit. And that's because a lot of times they are, you know. They remind you of someone. Even when you're sometimes in a relationship, that narcissist will remind you of another narcissist that you had in your life. You just didn't know, it didn't last long, and you didn't know that they were a narcissist. But when you think about the look in their eyes, or when you leave the narcissist and you start dating again, you become afraid. Let me tell you something. I've told this story many times, but I'm always going to tell you guys this story. So besides the pen and the camera, and my mind telling me to break the pen open so that I can find out it was a camera, when I left the narcissist, right, this is why the soul tie with the narcissist that you were with, that monitoring spirit that you were with, it still wants to watch you. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I remember I've talked about seeing a shadow at the end when I was dealing with the narcissist. It's like they killed me, you know. It's like they knew that I knew what it was. And they're like, well, since you know what I am, look at me. And I'm looking at it like, I'm not scared of you. And it said, you should be, like, telepathically. And that's when I knew, that's when I started listening to myself. It's like you've been gone and yourself is trying to keep you updated. It's like you were under a spell, and then your inner self is trying to keep you updated on everything. It's like, here, wake up. You woke up, listen closely. And a lot of times people won't listen closely because they got too many people, too many different people in their ear, gossiping. They're always in someone's business. You're always on social media listening to gossip and bullshit that you don't even know your inner self is constantly talking to you. So I realized, and it's not just your conscious self. You could say it's your conscious self because you're self-aware. But there's something more deeper than that. There's something higher than that. And I feel like, you know, it's God, because I feel like even in nature, even with animals, there's a source, you know. So I did feel when I started dating again, I did feel like a familiar spirit with this person, but I tried to, you know, keep everything slow. Remember I said the monitoring spirits, they like it when you breadcrumb them snacks. They're hungry. They don't care what they get as long as you give them something. So the man that I was dealing with took it slow with me. So I spoke to that shadow when I broke up with the ex. The ex had a shadow, and that's when the shadow was like, you know, I told it, I'm not scared of you. And it's like, you should be. And then I saw it the last time I dealt with the narcissist. I saw it just quickly behind him. And that's when I was like, oh, it's behind him. It's him. It's been him. That's why he got that look, that gaze. He's like under a demon possession or something. You know what I'm saying? So I realized that things spoke to me telepathically. Started to pay attention to animals. Animals started speaking to me telepathically because I don't know what language they speak. I was able to, I didn't pay attention to certain things like that, right? And you could say I wasn't fully conscious. So then when I feel like I was more conscious and self-aware, I felt like there was something higher than me because the source was telling me things that, why would my conscious self know these things? You feel me? Like, how can your conscious self can put things together, but it's like, how can it put things together that you've never seen or known or even have a connection to? They have a connection towards each other because it's energy, it doesn't die. But why would it know enough to tell me? It told my conscious self. That's what happened. It told my conscious self. My conscious self, my brain was fully aware. When I saw this friend of mine, and I was dating this guy, like I said, he took things slow with me because he was watching. He was watching, studying me. He always wanted to know more. He always wanted to know my plans. He always he wanted to talk about the future. I'm like, I don't want to talk about the future. I want to talk about right now. You know, because I don't want to say I'm going to do something and I don't really do it. I don't like to talk about it because a lot of people do that. They talk about their plans and they don't really do it. And I think people don't do it because they talk about it, and then because people aren't as excited of their plans, so they just give up. Or certain people will even, like narcissists, if you tell them your plans, they'll quickly be like, no, you're not going to do it, because they've seen a lot of people who basically have went to hell, and then when they're trying to get their life together, you know how difficult it is, because it's difficult for them. But a lot of empaths will strive for the best. Empaths will really do their shit. The narcissist gets bored. That's why they have to say negative things to you, like, no, you're not going to do it, you're not good enough. They'll say things because they don't feel good enough. They're watching you and they're like jealous. They're like, oh, my frequency is so low and you could be living a life that I wish I could live, but I'm so possessed that I can't manage to do something like that. I lack something, right? So they'll act like something's wrong with you, and then they'll compete with you, and then they'll be trying to outwork you. You tell them your plans, and now they want to outwork you like they're in a competition with you while they're shitting on you. So the new dude worked really hard to convince me, you know, that he was a good guy or whatever. You know, this is someone who clearly probably makes more than 6 figures, nice home, big, huge, multiple cars. And I said to myself, is God sending me someone because of all the bad shit I went through with the narcissist? Because, you know, I just felt like maybe this was it. But then little things start happening, and I'm like, no, watch this person. I start feeling like he was watching me, because he would be like, oh, you know, can we hang out? And I'll be like, it's last minute. Like, we have to set something up, right? Like, I don't do last minute. Like, oh, I just got off work, I'm gonna come slide through. We're not together yet. We're still taking it slow, basically. And I felt like he passed by my house, like he was passing by my house. My spirit said, he's passing by your house. And then he would text me and he would be like, you say you're not home, but your car is there. Because he would pass by on his way out of work or whatever when he got off. And he's like, your car is there. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm not home. And I'm like, he's watching. And I already knew that. My inner self told me, you know, I'm conscious, but why would my inner self know what's going to happen before it happened? That's why I said most people don't know what's going to happen to them until it happens. But you're going to get the signs once you realize that these people are just watching you, gang stalking you. You already know people watching you, so now you're watching them, you're reading them, you're studying them, and your higher intelligence is putting it all together according to their words, their reaction, their vibrations. Your vibrations will feel their vibrations and will speak to your inner self about a warning or whatever. You know, it's like when a dog knows that someone is trespassing and they're barking. You know things before it even happens. It's like someone close to you getting ready to knock on your door, and you just had a feeling they were coming over and they were going to knock on your door, or you were thinking about them and they call you. So when I went to a friend's house, I hadn't seen her in years. I'm talking about years. And obviously she wasn't a friend. She was a monitoring spirit. I didn't know at the time. I'm just happy to be out of this relationship. I know there's gang stalkers, but I also felt like it's not serious. You can hang out with the gang stalkers and distract yourself. You can't just always, you know, don't give people just give people the benefit of the doubt, whatever. So I tried to give this person a chance just to be cordial friends, whatever, or not friends, but associates or whatever. And I think I was just really bored, right? I was just like, I need to move on with my life. But my inner voice was telling me, stop rushing it. Stop trying to, even though I waited a long time, my inner self was like, that's not even a goal. That's not even a priority. That's not even, those things don't matter no more, basically. You know, like the fantasy world, the live, you know, happily ever after, all that, friendships. My inner self was like, those things don't even, you shouldn't be in a rush for none of those things, because it's going to show when someone's really got your back. This person is doing nothing deserving of you. They probably even did something to you in the past and you don't even know it, right? And that's probably why my higher self was also bringing awareness to myself of what was getting ready to happen. So I stopped talking to this guy. He kept contacting me. I thought he was weird. I went to his house for the first time, which I should have never done. And that's another thing my inner self told me not to do, but I didn't listen. I was like, I had the devil on one shoulder, angel on the other. And I was like, I'm going to do everything against my nature for once, type of thing. So I'm thinking, I almost felt like he was trying to force me into sleeping with him. He was trying to set the mood, at least. He felt like, oh, you shouldn't have came in the house. And when I came in the house, everything was red and black. His whole house was red and black. Huge house, but the design was red and black. And I was kind of creeped out by it. I was like, it's like a vampire bachelor's pad, you know? And then when we were hanging out watching a movie, his teeth looked like canine teeth. And that's when I was like, oh no. Like, it seemed like they got bigger. Like, he wanted to devour me. And I got scared. And I was like, it's time for me to go home. And he got upset or whatever. But he still kept trying to talk to me. He kept, you know, still trying to hang out with me. He even was like, why are you ignoring me? He's like, I told my friend about you, how you freaked out and just left. Because my spirit said not to do it. That it was very important for me not to do it. And it was because in order to break that spell, you need to stay away from low frequency people, even if it seems like they have a lot going on. Physically, yeah, they might have jewels and all type of things, but their spirit is rotten. So that's what my inner self was telling me, and that's why I backed up off of them. My inner self was telling me that they were a worse demon than the narcissist that I was with, and I don't know how that would be possible, but I guess a demon with money would be much worse. So I ended up going to this friend's house after not speaking to this dude. And like I said, he would even contact me and tell me, oh, I told my friend about you, that you got scared and left. He's like, oh, what did I do wrong? And let's hang out. Let's just hang out, go get some breakfast or lunch, whatever. Ignored him. Went to this friend's house. Soon as I hugged her when I saw her, I hadn't seen her in years, hugged her when I came in, I had like a vision, and my intuition said, ask her if she knows him. I was like, I was having a whole dialogue with myself, and I said, I don't want to ask her that. And myself said, just ask her. You don't got nothing to lose. And just by hearing those words, it's almost like a guardian angel type of thing, because why would I ask someone I haven't seen in years about someone I was dating a couple weeks ago? That's dumb, right? Because everything that up until that point, I was listening to my inner self. My inner self literally was guiding me. So then I asked her, do you know him or whatever? And I said his name. And then she looked at me crazy, and she was like, with the so-and-so car? I was like, he got multiple cars. And she goes, yeah, he drives this, a motorcycle. And I was like, yeah, that's him. She goes, why are you asking me about him? I'm like, I was just asking you. She's like, did he send you here? I'm like, no. She's like, you're lying. He sent you here. She's acting like I'm a monitoring spirit, right? But really, she's the monitoring spirit. She had been watching me from years ago. Ain't no telling what she did back in the day to me. She probably got secrets on secrets. Now she was just hanging out with me because really she just wanted to see what I was up to. She probably did bad things to me, and she was hoping my life was shit like hers, and I was miserable like her. And then she probably felt like I'm gonna start dumping my shit on her, right? But she was like, did he send you here? I'm like, no, he didn't send me here. He doesn't even know, so please don't tell him. But guess what? The monitoring spirit told him. And when she told him, he called me. And he's like, how do you know her? And I'm like, we've been knowing each other for years. And she's like, but why did you bring me up? I'm like, I don't know. And then I bumped into him again, like out the blue. I bumped into him. And then after that, I didn't see him anymore. I didn't bump into him no more. But he did call me again, asking to hang out with me. But it was other spirits monitoring me when he hit me up. So it was like I was just being monitored, you know. And then when I finally knew how important it was for me to just not rush in, I wasn't rushing into anything. I felt like so much time passed by. It was normal. But people are very hard to trust. It's a lot of gang stalkers out here. It's like you're basically, you know, what my spirit was telling me, it's that when it's the time, or when the energy matches, is gonna match. That's all there is to it. You're not gonna force it. They're not gonna force it. And not just that, but the whole purpose of you going through what you went through with, at least with the narcissist gang stalker, is to know what these gang stalking spirits do when it comes to relationships. They gang stalk you, family, friends, strangers, but the ones that get into a relationship with you are some of the most dangerous ones, because they're the ones getting close to you. They're the ones having sex with you. So all these monitoring spirits wanted to sleep with me. They wanted to get me because they knew I was fresh meat. They knew I was loyal to the narcissist. They know that the narcissist played me. And they also wanted to get me before my power started to evolve. You know, they were trying to monitor how much information I take in. So they were putting things to distract me from the you know, intel. So I realized, you know, the only way to really, I don't know, when I think about like really moving on from the narcissist, It's not moving on to like another narcissist. It's like breaking the spell, like having a true love's kiss, like, you know, having someone who thinks like you, who feels like you, who knows the good and the bad, who has lived in it, who has came out of it, and who has chosen, who is chosen, you know. So, you know, I feel like marriage is very important because, see, monitoring spirits have sex with anyone and everything. They don't care whether you're young, old, what race you are. Monitoring spirits, some of them, yeah, they have a certain type of target, but it doesn't really matter because all the monitoring spirits have a target, and they're gonna find it. They're gonna find that type of target, and you'll see that they'll try to make you be something that you're not. See, they don't really know what's going on in your mind. They're just looking at you, and they're like, oh, I know. They're making their assumptions. You know, they're making their assumptions by seeing the way you talk, the way you speak, the way you dress. They're making their assumptions. But they can't really read your mind. But now with this artificial intelligence, they can. Now they can. They know everything you're thinking, like your thoughts. Your thoughts are almost like they're public. Your thoughts are public. It's like posting a comment, and you decide whether you want to make it to your friends, to your public or private or whatever. Your thoughts are public information to gang stalkers, and that's why the gang stalking has increased and will keep increasing. That's why, like, staying off social media, any way that they could find you, and a lot of times they will find you, your coworkers, anybody. You know why? Because as soon as you save somebody's phone number or call someone on your phone, any number you use on your phone, they'll automatically link that to someone at your job, or someone or somebody that you least expect it. And then sometimes you don't even got these people phone numbers, and they're recommending you to them. It's really freaky at this point. They'll recommend you people from your past that you don't even think about, you don't even talk about, but you remember them. You're like, oh, I remember them. It was a lot of people that went to my school, but I only remember the ones I made a connection with, whether it was negative or positive, and they'll bring those people up to continue to monitor you through your life. They want to know if you're married, how many kids you got. They follow you. They're following you. So when you disappear and the narcissist kills you, it's like you're wanted by everybody. They're like trying to finish you off. It's like being someone, you know, a deer hit in front of the headlights, and now you're wounded. So now they all want, they can smell it. They all want to taste. They all want to bite. And they don't leave. You think these people leave? They don't leave. You might not hear from them, but they're always watching. Think about it. Some of these narcissists even made emails and secret pages to contact you, climb through your windows, and you think they're not watching you, but they're watching all their exes. They're talking shit about them or blaming the end of the relationship on them. But then it's like you try to ruin these people, and then you're watching them, and then you try to provoke them or get them angry, or you're purposely not watching your children just to invoke anger so that they can feel like they're doing it by themselves. You do anything, and then when people start threatening you with child support or anything, now you want to get crazy and violent, ready to kill. This is a whole monitoring spirit. They want to monitor you. These people will get you sick so that you could feel like, I'm sick, or they gave me a disease, I don't want to leave. They'll get you pregnant, so they'll just keep tabs on you. They'll trauma bond with you because they know you'll always think about them. And then they'll keep stopping by just to make sure that they hurt you so much that you were unable to move on. And then they get a satisfaction and then they leave like nothing. Like, and you think that shit is weird. Like, why would you come, check, or sell me an illusion and or ask for forgiveness and then just take off? That's weird. They're just watching you. Sometimes when you break up with these people, because you done lost so much and now you're getting to the money, to the bag, and you're posting stuff, sometimes some of you even think to yourselves, I'm going to post this. Hopefully the narcissist sees it. Sometimes you even want them to see it. And don't you think it's crazy as soon as you post stuff that seems like fun or something that costs money or whatever, or ate at a really fancy restaurant, you don't think it's weird that they contact you right after? Like, they're really big mad. And not only do that, some of them even contact you. Some of them even start asking you for shit. Because they're like, I know you didn't have no money, but it looks like you're back on your feet. And they come back when you're back on your feet. You don't think that's weird? They're watching. They want you to complain at work. They want you to say you're tired, you're exhausted, but you know where you came from and you know where you're going, and they can feel that. They know you don't care about nothing else but getting to the bag. They know you don't care about nothing else but just doing the right thing and minding your business and coming on time and clocking. Whatever the hell, you probably got other things going on. You probably got other business ventures going on, and you don't even share that with those people, but they know. They're like, I know you don't give a fuck about this job. This is just something extra for you. They could feel it. They could feel it. And then they'll try to destroy you. They'll try to nitpick at everything that you do. And then some of you guys will get mad and start arguing with the monitoring spirits, but that's what they want. Whatever's bothering them, clean it up. Whatever's making them feel uncomfortable, act like it's not bothering you. Act like you don't even remember. You don't know what's going on. It's a new day. Like, what? You gotta act like you don't know what's going on. Act like you're not mad. Like you're mad at that? Oh, okay, I won't do it no more. Okay. Oh, I didn't know. They want to make you look stupid with other people, and you don't even give a damn. They want you to do everything perfect. It's like you can go to college, graduate, and it's your first year being a nurse, and everyone is fucking with you. Everyone is messing with you, and a part of you is like, okay, I'll take the criticism because I'm new. It's probably going to take me a while to put everything I learned in clinicals into action on my daily life and really dedicate myself to this job. They don't want you to get comfortable. They're trying to make it more difficult than what it is even. And when they see that you handle being under pressure very well, your hands aren't shaking, you know your shit, they're mad. They're like, oh, she knows her shit. We got to find something else wrong. They always want to find something. As soon as they see you, they're walking around trying to make sure that everything they've been telling you, like they're the boss, they're trying to make sure everything, you make no mistakes. They're trying to make sure you don't make no mistakes. And they're sometimes they even do it right in front of you. And they'll call you out on things that don't even matter, things that they could fix themselves, things that if they did it to you, you wouldn't even have brought it up because it don't even matter to you. A lot of shit don't even matter to you no more. And they could feel that. You're like, a lot of shit don't even matter to me. I just do what I do. I do my best and that's it. They want to mess with you. You're like, I do my best. I do a lot. And you want to point out the small shit. And it make you want to feel like, oh, okay, watch what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave everything. I'm not going to do nothing. I'm not going to do nothing tomorrow on purpose. I'm going to work. You know, they tell you, don't work too hard. Okay, I'm not going to work too hard. I ain't gonna do shit. As soon as you do that, that's really gonna give them ammunition. But if you just ignore them and let them talk, that's going to show their character, and it's not just going to happen to you. Eventually there'll be someone new and they'll do it to them, and then that's what their character will be known for. While your reputation is, she ignored that person, she passed that level. She passed that level. They're like children. You know, like the narcissist, they won't leave you alone. Or they're gang stalking you. They just to abuse you even. They'll just gang stalk you, keep abusing you. You feel like you're in a horror movie. You feel like you're dealing with a whole demon possession. That's literally how you feel. When they're gang stalking you, when they're monitoring you. Because you don't understand why is someone so up and close and personal with you, but hate you. That's like... That's what, you know, a predator does, you know. It watches its victim and then it gets up and close and personal and devours you. But they're telling you something else. They're telling you, it's you, it's you. They'll even blame shift you. You're jealous, you're insecure. They start saying shit that's not even true. You're not jealous. You're not none of those things. They keep saying it so you feel like, well, maybe should I have a reason to be? What the hell? In the moment you say, do I have a reason to be? See, I told you you're jealous. And they'll just keep running with it. They're the masters of confusion. When you're dealing with the gang stalkers, they're the masters of confusion. All to get information of you. They want to confuse you with different shit, different subjects. They want to be playing with their nails. They want to be raising their eyebrows at you. They try to throw you off like they're somebody, but they're a nobody. They're sitting there like puppies wanting to get a snack. They keep bothering you. They keep talking to you. They know you don't care, and the more you don't care, the more they mess with you. They're like, you don't care? Okay, I'm going to keep messing with you. I'm going to keep messing with you. And then and I'm going to keep calling you mean, even though you haven't said shit, but stared at me. They literally will have conversations with themselves right in front of you if you don't say nothing. They'll just go back and forth with themselves, battling with themselves. And that's how you know. Because you know what it's like to have your emotions everywhere and be imbalanced and just all over the place. So then they'll start to show you they're not as confident as they claim. And you'll start to see their anxiousness. And then they're trying to prove to you that they're not this anxious, paranoid person. So now they're going to come around you even more because they want you to like them. They don't even like you, but they want you to like them. They don't even like you, period, right up front. This person might be even racist. They don't even like you. They wouldn't hang out with you. They won't mess with you. They'll be talking shit about you. They won't even like you, right? But they'll dead ass, like, be in front of you, talking to you about nothing. And if you show your indifference because you already know they don't like you, they're just making fake talk with you, they'll see that you know that they're doing the fake talk with you, that they're just monitoring you, watching you. And if you know, you're like, let's skip the bullshit. You don't like me, that's cool, and I don't care if you like me or not. They're like, you didn't even give me a chance. You were supposed to like me. Because the moment you like me, you're going to start sharing stuff about yourself, and then I can attack you. And then I could triangulate you with other people, and then I can make you seem like this type of person. And you're just basically saying, let's skip all the bullshit. You don't like me, I already feel it. It's all good. Be cordial. We could, hi, good morning, whatever. And that's it. Like, we don't really got to talk. That's fine. You don't really want to talk to me anyway. But the fact that you know that and you feel it and you sense it before they were able to initiate the games, they're offended. And now they're trying to prove to you that they're the opposite of what you already knew that they were. And they want to prove to you they're not like that so bad. But you already know. And now they're coming at you with different tactics. And you're at the point where you're like, you don't have to prove yourself to me. Who am I? Who the hell am I for you to want to prove yourself to me? You know? And you know that that's what you did when you were with the narcissist. You kept trying to prove yourself to them. And then got tired of that shit and never decided to never do that again. Writing paragraphs. You're not doing that shit no more. With people that are playing with your heart and your mind. You know? So these narcissists know that they can't play games with your mind. That's what they're realizing right there and then. They're like, oh, you're not going to go back and forth. You don't want to play. So you don't want to play. No, I don't want to play. Come on, just one game. Just one game. They don't stop. They're like, just one game. You're like, damn, you scaring me. Are you a serial killer? Are you going to follow me home? You start getting scared of these people. You're like, what's wrong with them? And that's what I was saying earlier. I know like older people get gang stalked too, but this generation is so much crazier. And if you're, I'm not saying if you're young, you know, because I'm not too young myself, but I'm saying if you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, even in your 50s, you think, oh, it should start slowing down now, right? The gang stalking, the harassment. It don't stop, because then you'll have the younger kids talking to you crazy. And you feel like, damn, I already did my time. What happened to respect your elders? All them values are gone. That's what I'm talking about. But they're going to less likely want to physically fight with you because they already know, I could fight you. You're walking with a cane. Even though there's some narcissists, they don't care if you got a disability. They'll still fight with you. They'll fight with you if you're pregnant. They don't care. But I'm saying certain people have the advantage of, yeah, you kind of live with the intimidation of somebody can knock me down. I'm old. You know what I'm saying? That's scary. And that's another thing people got to understand. When your siblings and stuff become the watchers and the gang stalkers, they start watching your parents. They're in a competition with you. They want to take your parents' money and stuff. They'll start watching your parent. They'll start putting cameras everywhere. They'll start, you know, monitoring your parent. And your parent might be in their 90s, old as hell, and you're mad at your parent. You're like, why are you, you know, giving everything to the golden child? They already know. They're scared of the golden child. They might even be a version of them, but worse. And they're like, nah, you don't. They feel like their own children become monitoring spirits. You know what I'm saying? Their own children become ungrateful and start watching them, almost acting like they're dead. And you're sitting here, you're the empath. You're like, Mom, I don't want to talk about death. I don't want to talk about, you already know it could happen, but you don't want to talk about it. They're like, okay, we already got everything planned. We got all the paperwork. We got the will. We got all the testament. We got everything. We got lawyers. We got everything set up. And you're like, okay, well, what happens after you said it? It's okay. Some people like to be, you know, ready. You're supposed to be ready, you know, when it comes to certain things. So I get it. But they're almost like waiting around, like hoping like it's over. It's almost like they're putting people through so much stress where it's like, dang, you might as well kill her. You don't see that this is affecting everyone. You might as well just kill her now. The monitoring spirits have no compassion, no empathy, no nothing. They're just like, they want what they want, and once they get it, they're just happy that they have it. You feel me? They're happy that it's there. they have to hold on to that person, you know, have that person move in. They got to watch you up close. They got to watch Granny up close. You can't go to Granny house no more. She's at your evil, nasty, disgusting, money-hungry auntie's house now. That's bougie and thinks she's better than everyone. And she's really not shit because she conned her way out of everything. You know? And she likes to portray this picture perfect image. But you already know the shit that really goes down behind closed doors. You know? She tries to act like her children are so successful, but it's really all the money they done stole from their grandmother. And of course, they got the head. First of all, they got the heads up. They got the heads up, you know, because they were able to get years worth of savings from somebody and then got the nerve to try to shit on everybody. Of course, she's in her 90s. Of course, you're ahead of everyone. You got a 90-year-old woman's inheritance. Of course, you're ahead. But they want to act like they work so hard, but they all got fired for stealing and for conning people in situations, pretending to be nice people, but it always came to light. And even when it came to light, guess what? The other fake people that act like they're nice, they're over there by their side, and they're all conning each other now. The gang stalkers, a lot of these gang stalkers are gang stalking each other, and a lot of people are waking up realizing that they've been gang stalked the whole time, and they're leaving. They're moving out. They're going to another state. They don't want nothing to do with their parents. They don't want to do nothing to do with anybody. They're just going to start all over. And now that they want to start all over, they moved out, got a new family, got a new husband, got a new everything. Moved on with your life. It took you a long time. You spent years miserable by yourself, taking care of your kid by yourself. Now you're married, got more kids, got a new life. And now your ex that never paid you child support, that denied everything, that talked to you like shit, now they're looking for you because they know you left to another state. And your kid is way older now, and I want parent rights. So you left to another state. They heard that you moved to another state, and now they want something to do with their kid. But for years, they were 15, 20 minutes away and never even looked for you for years. But the moment you move to another state, the monitoring spirit comes back. I'm telling you, this is what I'm seeing in people it's crazy. You know, some of these narcissists, they went back to the monitoring spirits that they were used to. Now they're watching each other and fighting each other now. Now they're bumping each other with their heads. You've been watching me, I've been watching you. What are we gonna do? Let's just be together. We've been watching each other this whole time. Let's get together and watch other people, while those other people watch us. It's just like watching and watching and watching, and I don't know. Let's get together and let's get together so that people could just watch us. Because that's what the gang stalkers like. They like to watch. Let's give them a show. Let them think whatever they want of us, as long as they keep watching, even if it's bad. So when these people start to pressure you and try to do things, act like you don't care. Continue acting like you don't care. When they say negative things about you, let them say negative things. Let the lie go on. Let the complaints keep coming. As long as you know I'm always here on time, let the complaints keep coming, because the complaints are coming from gang stalkers who want to get to know me, and I don't want to get. They can't say nothing bad about me. They can't say I said something specifically to them. They want you to say specific stuff to them. Don't even do it. Let them think whatever they want, because I bet you if you were, like I said, an old lady sitting there, some of those gang stalkers that do, the younger generation of crazies, a lot of those, the young little demons, a lot of those won't even get at you. They won't even come talk to you. But because they see you, they see your body, they see a physical image, they see something, or so they see you as someone that you remind them of someone, or they feel like they know you. It's like they feel like, oh, you're a familiar spirit. I'm not a familiar spirit. You're the familiar spirit. Well, I guess I am a familiar spirit, because you're used to going after good people, but you're a familiar spirit to me too. So that's why they come to you, because they something familiar about you. But when you start talking, they know that their perception is wrong right away. They're like, oh, never mind. And now they're trying to use different tactics, because they could hear it in your voice. They could see it in your eyes. They could see it in your talk and your walk, you know. So now they monitor you close. They want to know what do you like them? They want to know if you like them. They want to feel liked. If you're indifferent, they're like, oh, I want to feel liked. If you act like, you know how the narcissist acts like all about themselves? If you act all about yourself, they act like you're weird. I'm all about myself, but I'm minding my business. I'm all about myself, but I don't need your admiration. See, they try to act like they're all about themselves, but they need your admiration. That's why they know that your shit is real and theirs is fake. And when they see you're real, it makes them real uncomfortable. And now they want to find tactics to destroy you. And it gets overwhelming for the empath, because, see, when the lies and the rumors start, it's not so much that you don't really care about the rumors. It's when it starts affecting your family, your finances, and your reputation that will get you upset. Because they'll go and talk to people about you or mistakes that you make to make you look bad. It's like you can't make a mistake. And then once they do that, they try to make your life harder. They start adding more shit, because someone keeps calling you out on low budget stuff that really doesn't matter. That's not a big deal, but they're making it bigger because they want things to be how they want it to be. When in reality, they're lucky that they're even getting anything out of you, because some people some people wouldn't even do half of the shit that you do. And they'll sit here and act like you're doing the bare minimum, but you're doing everything. You're just not doing it how they want it, perfect how they want it, or the way they do things. They're fucking with you, even though you check every mark. They're messing with you, even though you checked every mark. It's some people that will forget, that will leave certain certain check marks. They'll forget certain check marks on the test. Oh, I forgot to answer that question. They'll skip a question and everything. You ain't skip no questions, and they're still messing with you. So, it's just something to think about with these monitoring spirits and these gang stalking, narcissist, possessed demons that are always just watching. It's like they want to ruin your life. They want to destroy you. It's like they don't even want you to work. It's weird. It's like wanting to fire somebody. It's like wanting to fire somebody for, I'm trying to make an example. it's like the narcissist would want a free gift card, and they're trying to complain about you to get the free gift card, not knowing they're putting your life, your job at stake, you know, but they're trying to act like they're not doing nothing just because they want the gift card. They're one-sided people. They don't think about the whole picture, or they're giving you a counterfeit bill, and they're acting like they ain't doing nothing wrong because they feel like somebody gave it to them. So now they're putting you at, they're purposely reading you. They're trying to catch you slipping when you're busy, when it's packed, and they're trying to pretend to be good people, smiling your face, like acting like they're patient people, but they really trying to run a quick one on you so you could get that counterfeit bill. They're trying to act like the nice person, like, I know everyone's been in here treating you like shit, everything, you know, you got so much work to do, I could tell you're under pressure. And they'll come to you real calmly and everything, ready to give you that counterfeit bill because they're fake. Trying to drop their negative energy on you to get you fired for accepting that counterfeit bill. They're trying to dump negative energy on you, and they want you to accept that shit. That's where your boundaries and certain things come in. Like, you got to stand up for yourself in certain situations. And after that, don't even go back and forth. Just stand your ground. Don't even go back and forth. And what they're going to do is they're going to try to test you. They're going to try to antagonize you. They're going to pick at you. They're going to start name calling. They're going to start belittling you. Hey, sweetie. Hey, hun. Talking to you crazy. These people play games, you guys. So, you know, be aware, be awake. And, you know, if you guys enjoyed this topic, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe if you guys are new. If you guys want to keep supporting my channel by booking a session with me, my booking information will be on the description. Just give me about 24 hours to respond to you, and I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Love you guys. Bye.